euros to create. Well, it really didn't. The machine did. And it wasn't built for this purpose. A synchrotron, a light accelerator used to look at the origins of everything and our matter and devolve the chemistry of this planet was used for 2 weeks to put this object in front of it to produce the most accurate scan ever done on an early human. An incredible image that it points is down to 0.075 of a micron. We can now look into actually the development of even things, the daily development of dentition. We will know at one point how old young Caraba was when he died to within 9 days. Pushing the boundaries of what we do. Look at the quality of that. That's not the real fossil. That's done from a reconstruction with this amazing new technology. And so, I want to end with a few lessons that I've learned. One is about exploration and discovery. I had certainly spent my youth and then my early scientific career thinking that all the cool stuff had been found. How many of you either have that feeling sometimes or you see it in your students? The idea that whatever field you're in, business, engineering, education, science, that really the great age of exploration and dramatic new discoveries is gone. It was done over the last 300 years when explorers and scientists mapped this world out, walked over every square inch of it, examined all the economic theories, the teaching theories, methods. It has been done. And what we will do as humans is add incrementally to that knowledge. What the site of Malapa and Australopithecus sediba taught me is that's not true. Because there, sitting right in the most explored area on planet Earth for these very objects, these incredibly rare objects, was not only just another piece of one of these, but maybe the best that have ever been found. So easy to see that a 9-year-old could pick it up. And that's probably not a coincidence. Because 9-year-olds don't look at the world with that jaded eye of we've found everything. It's all new to them. We as adults have a fabulous case of backyard syndrome. It's something we need to beat out of ourselves, and you need to beat it out of your students. Well, you can't do that in America, but we can. You need to get it out of your students. Backyard syndrome. What is backyard syndrome? Look around this room. Everyone, look at this room. Look where the tables are. Look at the lights and such as that. Now, let's go do an exercise. You walk out of here. I want you to draw your backyard or your den or your living room or your kitchen, something you are familiar with every day, and then I want you to draw this room. What will surprise you, despite your drawing skills, is that you'll draw this room more accurately than you will draw your own backyard. And the reason is our brains work that way. They protect us. So when things we are ultimately familiar with, we meld into a vision. What your drawing of your backyard or living room or kitchen would be an amalgamation of it over time. You wouldn't see the Post-it note that's been sitting there since 1998. You would have a perfection of it because it protects you from the overstimuli. What is normal remains normal. This room is new to you. You've got an assignment, and so you absorb it. There, sitting in the center of the most explored area on this planet, every scientist, including me, had been looking. It was my own backyard, our own backyard, was this extraordinary discovery waiting to be found by a child who didn't have that syndrome. And that's a lesson that's critical to understand about the future of science. This is the moment of discovery. This is the privileged moment of a generation of explorers that we must train, and you must train and encourage to get out from behind those computers and explore this world that we have not understood. Yes, we may have walked over every square inch of this planet as human beings, but the generation of the 21st century will be the ones that understand what we trod upon. With the combination of technology and crowdsourcing and those eyes that recognize the danger of backyard syndrome, we will make extraordinary discoveries that will change our understanding of what we are and our place on this planet in every sphere. Not just paleoanthropology, business, economics, teaching, chemistry, medicine, physics, you name it. We're all guilty of this. The journey of writing this book is as Marc described it. I wanted to bring the message of the process of science to kids. The idea that there are still cool things to be found, and that they, as children, no matter how young, can contribute to that big science. This is a story of a child changing the very history of our understanding of the origins of our own species. And imagine if that can happen, what can happen if we can enthrall them to take those lessons and go out and discover the world. I chose to write a children's book first because it's about the process and not the end. We don't know what Australopithecus sediba is. We know it is amazing. We know it is different than what we thought. But we won't have those answers in the next years, possibly not in the next decade, possibly not in the next hundreds of years, until we find more things. What you, I hope, will do, and what I hope this book plays a small part in, is teaching this fabulous and important generation to explore. Thank you very much. Sure. Thank you.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, should we do questions and then break, or break and then questions?
I'll do questions.
Come on, guys, questions.
Here, okay, yeah, you do it. No.
Did you find in any of those, like a broken femur, broken tibia, where they had in fact fallen, or?
The question is, did we find broken femur, tibia, fibia? Have you been spying in our lab? The answer is absolutely. He has bilateral fractures of the proximal humerus, which occurred at or near death. She appears to have dislocated her arm and fractured her ulna. We actually have an entire team of forensic scientists exploring exactly that, because that's amazing. We are going to have, and not only that, the insects that are feeding off of them, all those kind of things. They're decayed death. If you can keep a secret, I'll tell you, we have found organics. We may have found skin at 2 million years.
And do you think that's because of where they were in that wet environment?
It was a combination of an incredible moment of luck in preservation, but I can tell you this secret too: it isn't a miracle. Everyone initially said that, oh, you're so lucky, you've got Malapa. We'd been missing these sites. This type of site, while it's not everywhere, is probably not uncommon. Things like the food particles on the teeth, and the calculus and tartar stuck to the teeth. Everyone goes, oh, that's impossible. How do you have that? So I took a master's student after we published that in Nature a couple of months ago, and I sent him back to the old collections from sites like Sterkfontein. Guess what? In every single tooth that we scientists haven't cleaned off, in order to take peels of those teeth to examine the scratches on them or examine the developmental area to determine what they ate, every one that we didn't do that, all 6 have calculus and tartar on them. You're going to see we broke open a window that was right in front of our eyes. How is it that we missed that for 70 years? I mean, half of us are dentists by training. And there it was right in front of us, the very question we were asking. It is an extraordinary forensic experience. And one of the lessons about Malapa is that it mustn't be seen as a freak. That's really important. And that's what we're busy doing now. And we're also exploring. I've sent teams out into the field. We are finding other sites like this. We've not